Good evening, everyone. I welcome you all in the session of NCF. So, before I start, feel free to ask questions towards the end. I will be forwarding the link towards the end so that you can get the certificates in the provided email ID. Now, the National Curriculum Framework is a guiding document, my dear friends, prepared by NCRT that provides a roadmap for how teaching and learning assessment should happen in schools. It is not a textbook or a syllabus, but a framework that sets directions and principles for curriculum design, pedagogy, and evaluation. The goal of NCF is to make education more relevant, meaningful, and connected with the real life. So, why NCF is important? We will be discussing it. The guiding lines I have already discussed. Now, why NCF is important for the teachers? See, before we start any plan, any procedure, so we need why NCF is important for the teachers. For teachers, NCF is very, very important because it guides us how to teach, what to teach, and how to assess the students in our day-to-day life. It helps us to move away from rote memorization towards competency-based and student-centric learning. NCF also gives teachers more flexibility and creativity. So we are flexible, we can design the things as per our requirement, we can add on to our creativity, making classroom more inclusive and joyful. It should be a happening classroom. In short, it acts as a compass for teacher to align their teaching with national goals and the modern needs. Now, link between NEP 2020 and NCF. NEP 2020 gives us a vision for transforming education in India. To bring this vision into practice, 4 new national curriculum frameworks have been developed for school education, early childhood education, for teachers, and for adult education. So NCF is the practical implementation of NEP 2020. So whatever NEP 2020 has guided us, we are following its principle. Where NEP 2020 tells us what needed to be changed, NCF shows us how to bring that actual change in our classroom. So understanding NCF is important for the educators because it translates the big ideas of NEP 2020 into everyday classroom practice that we can use with our students, my dear friends. Now, what is NCF? NCF's framework we are going to discuss. The National Curriculum Framework, which we call NCF, is not a textbook, it's not a syllabus, it's a framework. It provides guidelines of what should be taught, how it should be taught in the classrooms, and how learning should be assessed in the schools, developed by NCERT. So it has been developed by NCERT after consulting the parents, the teachers, the students, that is the stakeholders. This makes sure that the framework reflects the need, whatever is the actual demand, whatever is the actual need, we should get that. Now, focuses on curriculum, pedagogy, and assessment. The main role of NCF is to see what children should learn, means the curriculum part. Pedagogy part means how teachers should teach, right? It should be student-centric. Assessment, how children's learning should be evaluated, and that together with uniformity. Together, these three create a balanced and meaningful teaching experience. Now, meant to align with the 21st century need, we are in the 21st century. The NCF has been designed to align education with the skills, with the values needed in the 21st century. Whatever is the requirement, we are aligning with that, such as critical thinking, which is very, very important, creativity, essential part, problem solving, collaboration, digital literacy. It prepares learner not just for exams, my dear friends, but for the entire life. So education should be in such a manner. So in simple word, NCF is like a guiding map for teachers, for schools, helping us ensure that education remains relevant, practical, and future ready. We are preparing students for the future. Now, NCF for school education. Now, this framework guides everything related to school education, that is from class 1 to class 12. It tells us what students should learn at different stages, the teaching approaches to be used, and how assessment should be carried out. The goals is to make more meaningful, joyful, and it should be connected to real life. Now, NCF for early childhood care and education, as you can see on my slide, for early childhood care and education, what all should be done. The early years, that is from age 3 to age 6, are very, very important. They are the crucial years for the child's mental and physical development. This framework focuses on play-based and activity-based learning, helping children develop basic language, numeracy, motor skills, social emotional skills. It ensures that children enter school with strong foundation. When the foundation is not strong, they will not be able to cope up with life. They will not be able to cope up with the school curriculum as well. NCF for teachers education. See, NCF has thought out of the box, and teachers education is very, very important. The framework is meant for preparing and training teachers. It focuses on developing teachers as facilitators, mentors, lifelong learners. It guides teachers training program, professional development, and ensures that educators are equipped with the modern pedagogy and skill. So, NCF for adult education. Uh, I believe I'm doing the recording also, right? So NCF for adult education. Learning does not stop with school education. It goes on throughout our life. The framework for adult education ensures that adult who misses formal schooling get opportunities to learn basic literacy, digital skill, vocational skills, and even lifelong skill. It supports the idea of lifelong learning for every individual apart from caste and creed. Now, moving ahead, uh, what are the key objectives? What is the motto of NCF? Promote holistic development. The first key objective of NCF is promoting holistic development, that is the overall development, dear educators. Education is not just about marks or academic knowledge, it's about developing the child's mind, body, and character together. Intellectual, whether it's emotional, whether it's social, whether it's physical, or it's the moral growth. A balanced education helps children become confident and well-behaved educators and individuals, which is very, very important nowadays. So for that, integrate knowledge with skill, values, and life skills, right? Which we are already focusing on. The NCF emphasizes that learning should not be limited to subjects alone. It should not be confined to subject. It should be more than that, because we are preparing students for future, right? We are making our nation much more stronger. It should combine knowledge with skill, values, and life skills. For example, while teaching science, if a science chapter is going on, we can develop problem solving and teamwork. While teaching language, it can be any language, it can be English, Hindi, Sanskrit, and we build communication skill and empathy. The child needs to understand the situation. The integration ensures that learning is practical, which we can actually apply in our day-to-day life, and we should be more connected with life. Ensure inclusivity and equity. Now, another important objective is inclusiveness and equity. Every child, regardless of background, gender, ability, region, should get equal opportunities to learn, to grow, and to succeed in life. NCF guides teachers to adopt flexible method, like method should be flexible. The motto should be that the concept should be driven home. The best possible method should be applied and adopted, and the child should be able to learn. Prepare learners for lifelong learning. Finally, NCF prepares students for lifelong learning. In today's world, knowledge and technology are changing at a very, very fast pace. We all know that. We educators should be updated with the latest technology and skill. Education should give students the ability to keep learning new things, adapt to changes. Adaptability is also very important. Curious inquisitiveness should be there throughout their lives. This ensures that they are ready for both present and future challenges. They will be able to solve the present challenge in their day-to-day life, and they should be able to solve the upcoming challenges which they are facing in their life. Now, in short, NCF's objective remind us that education is not about academic success. The child should excel academically in studies, but about nurturing capable, confident, and compassionate human beings, which is the most important objective of NCF. Moving ahead, major highlights of NCF. Now, first is shift from rote learning to competency. Rote means mugging up the things. One of the biggest highlight of NCF is to move away from rote memorization. Earlier, it was there that a few questions were there and children used to mug up those things. Instead, the focus is on competency, where they need to use their mind and skill, where students apply knowledge, develop skill, and demonstrate the understanding. Whatever a child has learned or a stakeholder has learned should reflect. The aim is not just to remember facts, but to use them meaningfully as per the situation. Flexibility in curriculum and pedagogy. Flexibility is very, very important for everyone, whether it's educators or whether it's the stakeholder. NCF gives flexibility to both teachers as well as to students also. Teachers can adapt their methods to suit different learners. Everyone has different requirement and everyone learns differently. And students get opportunities to learn at their own pace and style. This flexibility makes classroom more inclusive and effective. Now, multilingualism and respect for local culture, which is very, very important. Another key highlight is that the promotion of multilingualism. Right? Children learn better in their mother tongue. See, when we speak in our mother tongue, we understand more, we deliver more, it's store in our mind. So, mother tongue and regional language in the early year is very, very important. NEP also promotes that. At the same time, NCF respects local tradition, whatever are the local tradition, whether it's related with art, whether it's related with culture, whether it's related with religion, making education more rooted. And we should relate, the student should be able to relate it with the real life situation. Integration of arts, sports, and vocational education. NCF emphasizes that education is not only academic. Art, sports, and vocational education are equally important. Art brings creativity, we all know. Sports gives us more confidence, more discipline, and teamwork. And vocational education gives practical life skill. We are able to deal with the day-to-day situation. Students for holistic growth. Now, emphasizes on experiential and inquiry based. Now, what is experiential and what is inquiry based learning? Finally, NCF highlights the importance of experiential and inquiry based learning. This means children learn by doing, when they do the thing or experiment the thing by their own, questioning and experiment. Instead of being passive learners, they become active learners. They actively participate and develop curiosity, problem solving, and critical thinking approaches. Now, these highlights show that NCF is not about adding more burden to the student. It's about making learning more meaningful, joyful, and future ready, my dear friends. Now, Uh, I'm getting a few messages also, but I will be addressing those messages later on. Uh, I believe everyone is comfortable. Curriculum and pedagogy changes. Now, focuses on conceptual understanding. The new curriculum and um, pedagogy place strong emphasis on conceptual understanding instead of memorizing facts and definitions. Students are encouraged to understand. Understanding should be more why and how things are working. The deeper understanding helps them to apply knowledge in their daily life, in their day-to-day situation. Now, interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary learning. Another important change, dear educator, is the focus on interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary learning. This means subjects are not taught in isolation. We can correlate one subject with the other. For example, a science topic can be linked with mathematics or arts and even social science as and according to the situation. This approach makes learning more connected, practical, and meaningful. Student centric, which is the major emphasis. The pedagogy shift towards being student centric means student is at the center. Children learn best when they are actively involved, when we are involving them instead of just delivering the content to them. Activity based learning through project, through discussions, through role plays, through experiments makes the classroom more engaging and more joyful. The teacher becomes a facilitator who guides learning rather than just delivering the content to the students, reduces content load, and gives deeper learning. So what happens? NCF also aims to reduce the content load of the students. How it is done? The focus is on essential concepts, that is the major concepts and skill, rather than covering too many topics superficially. Right? The concept should be driven home. Again, I am insisting on that. The students are given more time in discussions and projects, in creativity and in hands-on learning. Now, so the change in curriculum and pedagogy reminds us that the role is not only to complete the syllabus, but to create meaningful learning and prepare children for the future. Now, assessment reforms. Now, there are change in the assessment techniques also. First is competency-based and continuous assessment. So NCF emphasizes on competency-based assessment rather than focusing solely on marks. This means that assessments are designed to measure whether students have learned and can apply the concepts and knowledge effectively or not. Assessments are continuous throughout the year, which we actually are doing rather than relying on one-time exam, in which we cannot assess the student clearly. Emphasizes on learning outcomes, means whatever the child has learned, is the outcome clear? The focus of assessment has shifted to learning outcomes. Teachers are encouraged to evaluate what students can do with their knowledge rather than just what they can memorize. This ensures that learning is more meaningful and practical. Now, holistic progress card. And same is the vision of NEP 2020 also. NCF recommends a holistic progress card or a report card. Instead of reporting only marks, it reflects the student's overall development. Now, development in academic performance, in life skills, in creativity, in values, in co-curricular achievement. This gives a complete picture of growth for both student and parent. Means whether the child is excelling in the other specific areas or not. Now, next is feedback focused system. Now, assessment under NCF is designed to be feedback oriented. The feedback is being taken. Continuous feedback helps students, because there are a lot of assessment, understand the strength and areas of improvement where a child or a stakeholder needs to improve, allowing them to progress steadily. It also guides teachers to adjust teaching methods to support each child effectively. So teachers can also take care and guide the student or the stakeholder accordingly as per the need, as per the requirement. Assessment is no longer about ranking marks. It's about supporting learning, encouraging growth, and making student more confident and capable. Now, role of teachers in NCF implementation. Now, first is curriculum redesign at classroom level. Educators have to see and design it. Teachers play a very important role, that is a critical role in implementing NCF. One key responsibility is redesigning the curriculum at the classroom level. This means adapting lessons to make them meaningful, practical, relevant for the student while following the framework. Means framework should remain the same, but according to its given parameters, we are little flexible. We can redesign using flexible pedagogy to suit diverse learner. There are different type of learners, and as per the requirement, the pedagogy can be changed. NCF encourages teacher to use flexible teaching method. Every child, we know, learn differently, so we need to adjust our pedagogy through projects, through experiments, through group activities, or through discussion, so that all students can engage and learn effectively. Adopting inclusive practices. Now, what are inclusive practices? Creating an inclusive classroom is essential. Teachers should ensure that there are children from various backgrounds, and their learning abilities are also different, but they should all be welcomed and they should all be supported. Inclusivity means providing equal opportunities for every student to participate, learn, and succeed in life, that is, to excel in life. Now, lifelong learning and professional development, which we actually are doing right now. NCF also highlights the importance of lifelong learning for the teachers, that is, we educators. We must continually update our skill, adopt new methods, use technology effectively. Professional development, workshop, peer learning, teachers' growth can stay equipped to meet the evolving need of the students. So we need to be updated from time to time. We need to upskill ourselves from time to time. In essence, teachers are the backbone of NCF. We play a very, very important role. You all play a very, very important role by embracing, that is, by adopting flexible, inclusive, and student-centered approach. We can create a classroom where every learner will learn joyfully. Now, opportunities. With opportunities come challenges also, right? Uh, NCF brings several opportunities for us as educators. Now, what is that? NCF brings several opportunities for us as educators. What is creativity in teaching is there? Just a second, my dear friends. I think, okay. For teachers, and what is that? Teachers can design lessons. We have the flexibility for designing our lessons using innovative methods, projects, activities, so that we can engage in student in a meaningful manner. Autonomy. We have more freedom to adapt curriculum and teaching methods to meet the need of our students. Means we can change as per the requirement of the student. Professional growth. NCF encourages continuous learning. Professionally, we all are growing, right? I believe from 2019. Challenges for teachers. Now, what are the challenges? These were the opportunities. Now, let's discuss the challenges. At the same time, implementing NCF come with challenges. Training needs, teachers need proper guidance, and training to use new methods effectively. Adapting new methods, we need to adapt. Shifting from traditional rote learning to competency-based, student-centered approach requires mindset and practical changes. Our mindset should change. Now, digital divide. Not all school or students have equal access to technology. We don't have the same technology used in different school or different areas, which can make blended learning, digital learning challenging. Now, ways to overcome challenges. With problems, we have to find solutions. These challenges can be addressed through collaboration, working with fellow teachers to share ideas and resources, Peer support, learning from colleagues, experience, and best practices. If I am practicing something in my school, I can share it with you people. Capacity building program, CPD, um, participating in workshops, webinars, professional development program to strengthen skills and confidence of each one of us. Now, so while these are the challenges in implementing NCF, the opportunities are immense. It has given us immense opportunities. By collaborating, by learning continuously, and being innovative, we can make our classroom more effective, more joyful, where every learner will learn in a joyful manner. Now, practical classroom implications. Now, applying NCF principles in daily teaching. What are these? NCF is a framework, but its success depends on how we apply its principle in our classroom in everyday life. Teachers can make small but meaningful steps to make learning more student centered. It should be more student centered, engaging, and skill based. Technology should also be used. Project based learning, it can be blended learning, it can be in the form of formative assessment. One way to implement NCF is through project based learning. For example, instead of teaching a science concept uh, through theory, students can work on small experiments or real projects. This encourages critical thinking, problem solving approaches there, and collaboration. Now, blended learning. What is blended learning? The online and the offline mode, my dear friends. Teachers can use blended learning. It's very, very useful, especially during the holiday period when we have to be in our home and we have to connect with the students. Combining offline classroom teaching with online resources like educational videos, simulations, and apps. This approach makes learning flexible, interactive, and the student at any corner can sit and get connected with us. Building joyful and inclusive classroom. Finally, practical implementation also means creating joyful and inclusive classrooms. Activities, storytelling, group work, and student-led learning make classes engaging, inclusive, uh, where every child learns apart from the ability, the background, feels valued, feels that somebody is giving importance to his ideas and approach. A positive classroom environment motivates students to participate and explore joyful learning. In short, NCF principles are not just theoretical, they are not just written, they are actually related with every classroom. By applying them thoughtfully, we have to think we can make learning meaningful, engaging, and joyful for every child. Now, uh, before we come to the end, I would like to extend my thank that to each one of you for joining me. Now, NCF not just a document, but it guides us for transforming classroom. Teachers play a very, very important role in its success. Curriculum is flexible and teachers are empowered. Students truly enjoy in the classroom. Now, I would like to extend my thanks to each one of you for joining me today. And you people are the guiding lights to follow this in your day to day practice. Uh, I'm forwarding the link for the generation of the certificate. Kindly fill it and then you can generate the certificates. And if there I can see the chats now. Uh, if anyone has any query or any question, can ask me. So you can fill the feedback form and you will be able to generate the certificate. I'm sharing my personal number also. In case of any difficulty, you can drop down a message on my personal window. My personal number is uh, 9958 237 262. Hope you will find it comfortable to connect with me in case you are feeling any difficulty. If there is any query, you can ask me. Thank you all for your valuable timing. Request you all to give me the feedback, the true feedback, so that I can improve upon my gray areas in future. I can see a few more messages in my chat box. Thank you, ma'am, for your feedback.